as I was helping the lady out, she goes, you used to be a pretty nice guy. I said, well, thanks. But she goes, you should really meet my daughter. I'm like, I was like, I was flattered, and I said, I appreciate it, but I am married. And she goes, oh, that's okay. She's a lawyer. So.
Now, when she said you were a really nice guy, does that mean she's implying that you are post-op? You were a really nice guy?
Well, I was young. Decisions needed to be made.
Yeah, I got you.
I took the whole Transformer thing a little too seriously at the time.
Well, there's that opening.
I mean, I could take it further. I could say, you might say I was a pretty big trans fan.
Listen, I may be a trans fan, but I am not the T-man.
Woo!
He's eating. He's not going to actively involve himself in the discussions just yet. He has to, nutrients. Yes, it's a lovely beer, Dave. I wish I had some.
Phenomenal beer.
This is the better beer.
I love that.
Staffenhafer. It's the Staffenhafer Hefeweizen.
Yeah, the grapefruit beer.
Yeah.
Oh God, Hefeweizen.
It's so delicious.
They give me hangovers.
Oh my God, Hefeweizen have become my favorite beers.
Have you ever had Gordon Biersch's?
No.
It's good. It's really good. Anyway,
I almost got the spotting, but
T, can you add something to the beer discussion?
Did we start this episode without even being on the rails? Like we didn't even get derailed. We just weren't even on the rail.
It's like when I try and say anyway.
Hashtag where's the rail?
Do you know, in Back to the Future Part 3, when the time train comes back to 1980, well, I guess for the first time, it's never actually on the rails until it lands. So we're sort of like the time train in transit. We don't need the rails either.
Yeah. Hashtag fuck.
Or we're on Astro Train.
Okay, you keep that Transformers shit to yourself, okay?
What about riding?
Hi, everybody. It's Thursday.
Oh, wait. Oh, so you get the re-rail. You get the...
It's Thursday. It is our favorite time of the week because it is figure action. I'm here. These fine, fine gentlemen are here. These fine people over here in the chat room are here. And more importantly, you guys who are watching, you're here, and we appreciate you. So to show us that we're all in the mutual thing, please take that your mouse clicker, take your picture, your pointer finger, take whatever the heck
you want. Did you say take a dick pic?
Click with your dick.
And you can send that to Joe, but I digress. And, well, you know what? No, that's not kosher. So you can just meat slam that like button.
It's kielbasa slam. If you're going to hijack it, you got to do it right. Oh, God.
See, he's racist, folks.
Big click.
However you want to click the like button, just do it. I don't care what appendage you use.
If you're dick clicking, that way you could still be commenting and liking at the same time.
That's
I mean, you can be really liking, like maybe over the top.
Our friend of the show, good buddy Matthew Deluxe Baldwin. He's experiencing some social media issues, having left his browser open. So I think dick click might be a little too on the nose for him.
No. Oh, no. Somebody's going to try that now that we brought it up.
It's like, have you seen, what was that movie? The Pick of Destiny?
Oh.
Yeah. He had to do a couple cock push-ups. Really, seriously, there goes monetization. There goes my political career.
But if you help
let's be serious. Neither one of those things are ever going to happen.
You can visit our Teespring.
Fap Shop.
Aptly named Fap Shop, and pick up one of the fine tees like Joe is wearing.
Not me, but a shirt.
Seriously, T, like it's called Teespring. How does T-Man not have a Teespring? How does that it writes itself? The material's already there, man. Come on.
I think I opened an account. I just need to make a shirt.
So you're putting all the effort into it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll believe Deluxe when he stops uploading.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll award 100 figure action points to the first person that buys that lime green shirt.
I might do that just to get the points.
Summer's coming before you know it.
The points are redeemable. Did you know
this one looks pretty good too. Look at
that. That doesn't look bad. Did you know the points were redeemable?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought everything that came out of your mouth was irredeemable.
Mostly, yes. And some things I think. I don't even have to say it.
And when we say our audience, our fine people, we mean it. So it's not just Dave. Everybody on the show loves people who pop into the chat and support us. It's greatly appreciated. So, wow, T, what the hell is that? Oh, it's the Sub-Zero skull. I thought you were like busting out some like Indiana Jones 4 toys for a minute.
Yeah, that movie doesn't exist, so we're not going to talk about it.
Anyway, I guess we'll get right into it.
Like the show and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, right. We'll find out how everybody's doing this week. Starting off with a guy who you know you love. You probably clicked on some of his videos and probably saw in the audience for Indiana Jones and the Curse of the Crystal Skull
4 times.
4 times.
He actually bought a refrigerator for that movie.
Just in case.
You know, actually, we almost bought the Star Wars refrigerator. Like Home Depot had it on a crazy clearance.
Oh God!
Oh, the Solo Carbonite freeze?
No. The one that they did for Rise of Skywalker. It had no Rise of Skywalker on the refrigerator itself, other than it was the GE one. Other than the fact that like it had like all the promo stuff for it. They're like Facebook campaigns for it, and like you peeled the graphics off.
I missed that.
The deal breaker on it was that
you couldn't even get T-Man introductory, and you freaking derailed it.
Hey, I learned. Yeah, I learned from the best. Anyway, since Dave has derailed me, T, how are you doing this week, and what did you get?
I'm fine, and I picked up this for cheap, and I did a video on it. I was too lazy to edit it all the way, so we'll find out about it at some point before the weekend is over. And it's Chazware's Fortnite Omega figure, the ones that's $29.99, except I paid significantly less than that, almost $20 less.
You snuck it under your shirt?
I could have. I always go to Target with a backpack. Now people are going to be like, "Oh, that's how I get the toys." But other than that, I didn't get anything else. I don't think. I've just been playing with these again. These Fortnite My Hero Academia guys, and I actually fixed them. So I need to make an update video. Like I can actually hold him by his head without it falling off, and I splayed his collar open so that his head doesn't pop off anymore. That was the whole problem. Because the collar was up here, whenever I tried to move it forward, it would lift it off the ball joint. So now I don't have to worry about that. I can wiggle him by the head. So that's great. And now I really love these things.
T modifications.
I have a question about Midoriya. Maybe I don't know if you answered it in the review or not, or what, or if there was a review. I don't fucking remember. Are the lightning effects removable?
They aren't, but today I pulled them off, and now they're removable. They're stuck into a little peg hole and glued, so you have to heat it up or just rip it out, whatever you decide.
So if they ever go on clearance, it might be worth picking up to use those effects for the Figma.
Yeah.
That wasn't a question. I was just.
You could also just buy Tamashi lightning effects.
You could.
They don't make green.
Like I said, now that I fixed this, all I did was I took his head off and popped this into boiling hot water. Then it turned it, and the elasticity felt like bologna after I did that. So I splayed it open and put it in ice cold water, and it just froze back up rigid all over again.
I think you're the first person to ever use bologna as a comparison.
That's what it felt like.
I mean, I would have gone for like a hard salami, but to each his own.
It was softer.
Well, you did as a science experiment, T-Man. I'm proud of you. Did you wear a white lab coat when you did that?
No.
Yeah, I heard a woman once say her husband had a bologna amputation.
What?
She was talking. I mean, we live near Baltimore, so it's like you hear people like I used to work for a durable medical equipment company, and there's a lady one time, she said my husband had a sales rep told me that a woman said that her husband had a below-knee amputation, below the knee amputation, and she's saying he had a below-knee amputation.
Baloney.
And I was like, that's a horrible thing, but like that kind of like, and I'm just like thinking about like, someone in a deli cutting up bologna. Not this poor man unable to walk.
Rigid Bologna. Maybe that'll be the name of the next third-party company.
That's why I'm throwing stuff out there. Hopefully it'll catch on.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. We need to have a new segment every week where we do our new third-party name pitch. So
I like that.
It's Rigid Bologna.
It's like, like bad. It's like bad '90s bands. And you had things like Gin Blossom, Smashing Pumpkins, Mudhoney, stuff like that. Like, where the hell get these names from?
Smashing Pumpkins at least kind of became like a cool sounding name if you like the music, and after just through sheer attrition over and over again, hearing the name is one of those things. Like, I don't know. It's just now it's just a thing in pop culture. So,
well, we have a Linkin Park in Baltimore. We have a Linkin Park.
It's a great place to have lunch.
Not a good place to hang out after sundown.
But yeah, unlike Parksworm, I think this is an actual figure that you can buy for just him, especially after you fix what I just talked about. It sucks that you do have to fix that, but yeah, watch my review.
Hashtag.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Hashtag show review. Anyway, moving on. Dave, how are you? And what did you get this week?
Absolutely exhausted. I have absolutely no days off this week because my company's running a big ass sale. I did get some cool stuff, but I don't have it here. I was able to get my hands on Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is currently sitting on my desk at work.
Fake news.
And then I was also able to get my hands, and I'm very excited on this. I can't show it because it's right behind the computer, but a true diorama from a local builder. So that will be soon to be shown in some photography later this week.
So basically, you have zero evidence for any of this.
Well, actually, if you go to my Instagram at True Star Screamer, you will actually see pictures of that diorama at some very short future.
You ought to do like a little video for the channel, just going over the diorama.
Well, it's okay. It's got some damage to it. I need to fix it up. That's the thing. I mean, it looks really good, but I got it for cheap. This guy, a really good local guy, but I am excited for some of the really.
He said the thing.
He asked you a legitimate question, and Dave.
Oh God! One interesting thing happened today. I was talking to these customers, and this guy's wife. She must have been 4'11", and as I was helping them,
she was like a foot taller than you.
Well, actually, I was going to say what happened was I was taking their stuff out to the car, and one of my coworkers snapped a picture of the two of us, and they put the caption on there, "The one time Dave looked tall." So, so I'll try to get some of this stuff onto the Instagram. Actually, in about less than a minute, I'll have a picture using the diorama on there, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm rambling because I'm working about, my last day off was Wednesday, and my next day off is next Tuesday. Yay!
Nice.
Go salary!
So this is all a long-term con to get people to drive traffic to your Instagram? Is that what this is really? I mean, did I discover the plot?
Yep. And he's
Okay,
trying
I've
to
been on
sell
this
big
show for
asses.
how many episodes?
Will the tall Dave picture be there on Instagram?
No, it will not be on Instagram.
You could doctor that picture up to look whatever you want. So now's the time, man. Like,
I gotta put like Dave on like somebody wearing platforms.
I wear Skechers. I'm already wearing platforms.
Like
I saw these guys with some really thick soles. Like it was like this, and he was still like under 5 feet tall.
So yeah, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a picture of the Hulk using the Dio in the background.
Right on. All right. Next up, Joe, you look like you're in a good mood. We already know you got a good beer.
I do have a good beer, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty swell, and
but I'm feeling pretty swole.
No, don't.
Dave,
no.
you've already said so much unbelievable shit. Like,
Joe.
So anyway, I've got some Figmas. I finally got the official Deku, and he's old news, I know, but they held my order because this guy finally started shipping.
He's old news, but he's good news.
Yeah, he is good news. So I got my Splody. What is his nickname? Splody Boy, Angry Boy. I don't know, whatever it is.
King Murder, wasn't it?
He wants to kill everybody. Yeah. So I have not opened these yet, but I'm going to do that as we speak. I'm going to start opening these up because I am that guy.
Just hit mute.
No.
No, we have to have the full ambiance. It's like
Yes.
What is it? You get the sound effects ASMR. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Hey Dave, turn your volume up. Crank it up, Dave.
Lean into the microphone.
God, I hate that sound.
Did any of you guys ever watch that ASMR Gundam build, Zoids build that I sent?
Yes. Actually,
that was very hypnotic.
I was watching that with my daughter. She was absolutely loving that. She was going. She was clicking with it.
Yeah.
I hate you, Nightwing.
But we love our fans. Thank you for showing.
I think I meant to go watch that again, and I didn't.
There's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe. That's right.
Oh, that smell. It's got that fresh coronavirus smell.
Kev.
Where's your Lysol?
Kev, man. Kev, you probably got all the good shoes, but you don't wear them either. You keep them in your fucking closet, so I don't want to hear it.
Oh, and Sony with the most savage comment. Joe's lighting looks like those makeup tutorials my wife watches.
It's not
Is it because I don't have this on? Is that why?
That might be it. That might be why you look different.
I have it off because
I thought you had a green screen behind you.
Yeah, it's like the color correction's making your face pop, and it's kind of unsettling. Yeah. I mean, that was a little better.
Really digital. Tall enough.
I'm just under 5'6", Winston.
Yeah, it's a shame you guys didn't get to meet because like Winston is like one of the tallest dudes I've ever met in the fandom.
Yeah, I think Winston's like 6'5".
Without Skechers.
Because Garrett is pretty tall.
Baku, oh god, someone put Sportimus's highlight on there.
And Poke Parts is a little sexual, so I guess I'll roll with it. It's fine.
There you go.
Accurate.
All right. Joe, while you're getting those open, Matt, how are you? And what did you get this week?
I'm spectacular. I do have to work tomorrow, so I think everyone else is under the impression that I don't work Fridays. I do. I do work some Fridays. I work every other Friday, so tomorrow is my on day. But besides that, I'm splendid. And what did I get? I don't remember last week if I got these in time for the show or if I got them afterwards. So I'll show them off again. So if you've already seen them, act surprised. If I didn't show them off, then you will actually be surprised. Apparently, I'm all in on the New Age Seekers because I got the New Age Coneheads in. And I'm a cheap bastard, but I will say that these are absolutely worth it because I think I got imported like, I don't know, I think it was like $106 shipped, and it comes with the coronavirus. So all that together makes for a really good deal. for 3 packs, for a pack of 3 Seekers, and they're really good. I mean, they tweak some of the original molds, so they transform a little bit easier. The designs are what you'd expect, and they're integrated in a really nifty way. I like them. I like them a lot. I got Sunstorm on order, and I'm going to make a decision about the other ones that they've got coming so far. I also joined the Explodey, Angry, Spiky-Headed Anime Characters Club. So I got my Bakugo, got him yesterday or the day before, I don't fucking remember. But there he is.
Deku?
What's that?
You have the official Deku?
Yes, I do. I got the official and I have the knockoff. And once I got the official, I could see why the knockoff was a knockoff. Because I had that for like 6 months beforehand, before I even knew they were going to reissue it, actually. This guy's really good. He's got some quirks. Yuck. That's a little weird for him. Joe, I'll be interested to see what you think of him when you get him out of the box. But he's definitely, I give him 8 out of 10. He's a good figure. He's worth the money. Everyone loves those New Age Seekers, then they die. Is that a Corona joke as well? Because I love them, and we'll see how my health is. Look for me next week. If not, they're going to put a memorial up. I hope I've made that much of an impression that they'll put a memorial up.
I will put a hat and sunglasses on some statue they're going to tear down anyway.
Okay. Oh, you mean like a Civil War statue?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm like, no. This statue is now my friend, Matt Partswimmer.
Okay. I like that. That's also a wrap. I think that's everything. If it isn't, then oh well.
There. All right, Joe. Do you have your impressions yet?
Not very many. I'm changing hands right now, but it feels good. It feels really good. I don't know about these quirks that Matt's talking about just yet.
Wait till you start posing it.
Is that a Tony reference, T-Man?
It was.
Yeah.
Was this one of the quirks?
Yes.
Okay, I found it.
This
Yeah, well,
Stigma
that's
doesn't
one
have
of
a
them.
leg to stand on.
I'll tell you what, though. It pops back on easy, and it seems like there's only a certain angle that it comes off easy. The rest, I'm able to pose it without
I
having
dated a
it
girl
fall
like
off.
that.
Before Paul McCartney?
Or during.
Bum. All right.
Silence.
Jordan, while Joe is digging further into the Bakugo, how about you?
I'm doing all right. I had a week similar to Dave where I was buried in work. I had an 80-hour week last week, and I had 3 coworkers out actually. So I was covering a lot, trying to transition to my new job, which it's a lot of fun right now. But this week was very busy, but not as bad as last week. So I'm thankful for that. My birthday coming up next week, which I'm excited for. I'm feeling pretty good. I got myself back on a regular regimen, a diet and exercise. So
Takes some doing to get back on that, doesn't it?
It does, especially
once you get off of it, man. It's tough getting back.
Yeah, especially at 35. So I read up on a lot of different things to do, and I realized the diet that worked for me years ago was actually quite similar to what intermittent fasting is. So I've been doing that, and the 16-8, and it's been going pretty good. I actually feel like I have a lot of energy and just been a better attitude and better sleep. And so actually on my birthday next Wednesday, hint, wink, wink, actually doing like a lot of health checklist stuff, dentist appointment, doctor's appointment, physical. So it's a fun way to celebrate my birthday.
Especially if you hear that glove go.
I
got some years before that happens.
No, he means at the doctor's office, not at the house.
I was about to say when celebrating.
No, anyway. Hi,
Alexa.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I had a pretty good week with figures.
To slap me in the face.
Yeah, right. Just wait for next rest in TFCon. Everybody knows I have like a little small collection of Spider-Men, and I couldn't say no to this superior octopus. which is technically not Spider-Man, but is Dr. Octopus. Spoiler alert, but this is a pretty cool figure. And let's see what next. Oh, I got
He liked how
my
it felt to ride in Spider-Man's body, so he had to create a new one.
basically, yeah. So next up, I got what I think to be the worst Studio Series figures. They're tiny.
Are they toony?
They're a little bit loony and very finicky, and things pop off. I mean, they scale with the rest of the figures, but they're not really fun to transform. They're not really fun to handle or pose.
So it's a Studio Series figure.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of Studio Series are good. So
Can Diaclone fit on them in motorcycle mode?
I haven't tried that yet. I don't have any.
Episode.
I currently don't have any Diaclone guys, but I think that the Diaclone pilots are just a little bit too big. I'm sorry, a little bit too small for these. I also got a really good Studio Series figure, which is Soundwave, and he is actually really, really fun and very, very stable and solid, and I like him quite a bit. And I even like the fact that I realized Laserbeak actually has 1 point of articulation. His legs actually, they're connected, but they move. So that's pretty cool. And lastly, I got a birthday gift. Actually, oh wait, one thing. The obligatory, I had this on pre-order and it showed up, and I was like, oh great! I got the plus smoke screen, which I'm not too thrilled with because
Really?
yeah.
I mean, what's in the name?
Yeah, you have to be really careful with the paint. I got him. He comes packaged in car mode, and there's one small chip on mine. And then as I was getting him put together, I ended up with a paint chip here just because.
You gotta buy another one.
Issues.
You gotta buy another one.
Nope.
I was gonna talk Sony into buying that off of Amazon. One of my links.
What? Oh, this guy's on Amazon.
He should be. Prowl and Blue Streak are on there.
Yeah, he's not on Amazon yet. But I did get him.
How are did the smoke effects look good?
Smoke effects are really cool. I have them displayed with them. And lastly, my birthday gift to myself, which this was the bonus piece that came with it. Apparently, you can get these and stack them up and make the big worm from Revenge of the Fallen. So it's kind of funny that it would come with a Last Night figure, but I got my Unique Toys Dragoon, and I absolutely love this thing. I got to get some batteries for the cannon, but he's every bit as good as Challenger was, maybe better, to be honest. I mean, the forward leg articulation's a little limited. You can get the skirt out of the way. There's no ab crunch, and the ankle pivot is there, but it's also limited. But still, like, just in hand, this dude looks like a statue. And
Is the skirt pliable?
Yeah, the skirt's very pliable.
Oh, good.
It's like the Hasbro pliable plastic. It's a little bit more rigid, but it feels really durable.
Would you say it's like a rigid bologna, or
like a rigid bologna?
Oh, okay. And we've come full circle. Good night, everybody.
rigid bologna Megatron. And he also comes with another face for Challenger, which was pretty cool. And hopefully I will have.
So Challenger can say, "Give me my face."
Yeah.
So does the scale bug you?
No, actually, I rewatched the scene where he fights Megatron from that abysmal movie.
All 10 seconds of it?
All 10 seconds of it. And Optimus has to jump to chop his arm off. Also, Bumblebee is the size of his torso, which Bumblebee's the size of a car bot. So, yeah, this guy is actually probably
than you think.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did he turn from Galvatron to that?
Nobody knows. There were so many plot holes. Like, again, like, when did he even get the red stripe in the movie? He doesn't have it in the beginning.
Oh, he got it when he got the beer.
What?
Red Stripe.
God,
It's beer.
Okay.
It's a beer pun.
I mean, how did Barricade survive the events of Chicago? You know, there's
Oh, I
just
hate you. Don't you dare. Don't you freaking dare.
Dave telling us the shape of Italy.
All right, so Matt,
Anyway,
I'm gonna take a guess at your other quirk that you didn't like. Is it?
Okay.
Is it his? What is it? What would that be? His delts? The way the God, I can't really get it on camera. But when you lift his arm up, how you can see like that weird gap in there.
Nah, that never bothered me.
Okay,
He does.
So
He
other
does
than
have
the leg.
Have you rotated the gauntlets any, or had any trouble with the gauntlets?
They rotate.
Okay, well, I'll show you mine. Now, this isn't. I don't know if this is meant to be or if it's a defect on mine, but it doesn't affect anything. But this is what if I don't stab myself with this dumbass. So my gauntlets can come off,
Okay.
but they snap back in. So I think it's meant to be. I haven't seen any reviews on them yet, and it allows it to rotate.
Yeah, I haven't pulled it off, but I'm gonna not.
Well, it
try.
came in the package that way. Like when I
really?
took it out of the package, this was disconnected.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't see anywhere in there where there's like glue residue, so I'm guessing it's supposed to be like that.
He must be jinxed because this, when I opened him, his head wasn't attached to his body, and I wasn't able to fix it till this week.
Well, I like him. He's
Yes.
way better than the McFarlane.
Yes, he's excellent. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mine are minor nitpicks. Like even his, you would think his collar piece would be in the way of maneuvering him, but it's a soft rubber, so it gets right out of the way when you move his head around. The only thing I could see be troublesome is the points on the back of his head are very, very rigid, sharp material. So if that catches, you could probably snap one off.
True.
But the user error, that's not the toy's fault. Just because you're a fucking dumbass that snaps off your toys. Speaking to myself, by the way.
all right. So let's get into some news because we got a lot to cover tonight, and we're going to start off with Fun Piece.
Anxious.
We're going to start off with the Fun Piece. We got a first look. We're a little bit before Toy Fair, but we got a first look. It looks like a leak here of some upcoming Earthrise figures. And Earthrise is just starting to hit shelves now. But we've got Skylinks, which is supposed to be a commander class. And again, these aren't the best pictures. They're kind of small, so we're going to blow them up a little bit. And it's if you see, it's like somebody like took a screenshot from their phone. But I don't know. I need to see more of the Skylinks. I'm not feeling the details here, but this Scorponok looks freaking awesome. What do you guys think?
They're cool, and I think Extra Zero is gonna have Skylinks.
I know Extra Zero's going to have Skylinks. Scorponok looks really cool. I just don't have space for these figures anymore. I still have Trypticon bot stuff, but because I have no place to stick them. But I really like Scorponok, and I find it very novel of giving Skylinks the base mode. I think that actually is a very nice evolution for the figure.
I agree with Sportimus, though. I'm worried that he might not have a Lynx mode.
If the top comes off, then it definitely has it. But we don't. Can't tell if it separates. But it looks like it has a little door for the Lynx head.
It does look like it, and I can't see why it wouldn't, but I don't see anywhere that anything that alludes to the the Phoenix part or bird part, whatever you want to call it, having legs or a tail.
But you only get 3 product shots a piece with these, so it's,
I know, and
it could be limited. We don't know. There could be still play features.
At the end of the month.
That seems like such a silly aspect of the character to leave behind, though.
I mean,
it's an easy thing to do, right? I mean, that doesn't.
It is Sky and Lynx, but you got to remember we had a Combiner Wars one that was just that.
But he had to also include the combination gimmick. I mean, I know he's got a base mode bullshit.
You could force that Lynx mode in there by using his combiner head.
Yeah. Yeah, you technically could, but yeah.
I doubt that they didn't include that. I seriously doubt it because they went out of their way with Jetfire to make him the perfect Jetfire. to come with all those weapons, all those accessories, and do everything that Jetfire is supposed to do.
Jordan, is there any way you can zoom in on the first picture?
Of Skylinks?
Enhance.
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 Yeah, Jetfire. They made sure he was Skyfire and Jetfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be the head right there. It looks like it's flipped in.
Yeah, I agree. It's the right color.
I don't know.
And right there, it looks like the.
But here you can see,
Yeah,
like, right there, like that looks like where the head for the Lynx should be. But like where's any sign of that? It looks like you just have like this little door for the base mode. So I'd hate to see them, sacrifice that for some base mode that really nobody's going to use.
A kid might, because they're sized perfectly for the target masters.
It'd be nice if these were in stores where kids could discover them, but alas, no, they're going to be marketed to collectors online and on online retailers.
I have a theory that parents don't buy toys more than $20 for kids anymore.
You could be right.
I got a feeling that most parents don't buy toys anyway because we're too busy buying them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they made them readily available to everybody, then we could have ours and they could have theirs. But no, they don't
Well,
fucking
also,
want to do that.
If they marketed them and there was the demand and people wanted restocks, but unfortunately, you see, we talked about the carbonized figures not too long ago, and they were just, we had Force Friday, which is a big retail event, but Target just sat on the stock, and also Target also is getting like kind of crazy with how they view street dates. So I think that might have had something to do with it, where they were just confused because for whatever reason, Hasbro products and now I guess McFarlane products, Target gets really tripped up on the release on the street dates.
Well, I mean, like I say, I'm guilty of this. I'll go to store and I'll buy almost a near complete wave if it's on a payday and I see it all there.
Yeah,
but there should be more than one complete wave.
There usually is, but then the other collector who came by there bought the other one.
Dave, you gotta work with me here, pal. I'm trying to make an argument for us.
What I'm just saying is, in some ways, the hobby is killing itself. I mean, we're buying it, we're supporting it.
Yeah. Reorder on Amazon.
I will say Scorponok here looks like everything I wanted in a Scorponok. I'm surprised.
The tail's a little small.
Yeah, the tail's a little small, but I mean, it was in G1 as well.
I don't have Omega Supreme. Does any of those parts look like Omega Supreme?
The only thing that it looks like it might possibly be reusing is the upper hips. And that's about it. I mean, I think if anything's going to be reused, I think we might get a remold of Cerebros.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense.
Big. I think that'll be too big for what we're seeing in this picture.
Maybe, but
I still think it would make a good SDCC exclusive of either doing Brave Max from RID or an Omega Sentinel.
Yeah, I could see them doing an Omega Sentinel. I'm surprised that they didn't as a Generation Select, to be honest. But I think Black Zerat would be a better one for them to do with this. They always struggle with like some of the SDCC exclusives. They have great packaging, but there's really not that much to differentiate the retail release from the main one. They didn't do one with Omega either, but I guess he was a late in the year release.
I never saw him.
No. But what do you guys think about this? Dave, you already kind of said your piece on too big, not enough space.
If I had the space, I'd be buying it. I'll tell you that right now. What the fuck?
I'll probably get them, probably, but I didn't buy a Mega Supreme, so I can't make promise.
I can say with utmost certainty that I don't give two shits about Scorponok. So
no,
pass.
And that's just personal. If you like him, I'm happy.
And then we got some Battle Masters here, and
Up
then stuff
close,
with
I can definitely see those at G1 Micromasters.
Yeah, these are, what were they called? The two that like now the space shuttle that I like.
That's got nostalgia for me because I own that, the original.
I'm really surprised that they haven't with the Micromasters that they haven't tried to do the land cross thing. With the Micromasters that were combined. There was a Micromaster combiner.
The one that had the shell.
This is breaking news.
What's breaking news?
T's going to get them sent to him.
Oh.
Thank you, Tony. When are you going to send it?
We didn't say him.
All right. But I think for this week, that's kind of it for our Transformers news.
Yeah, we have Toy Fair right around the corner, right?
We do, yeah.
So everybody's sort of in a holding pattern until then. It happens every year.
Yeah.
I think we'll get Decepticon news at Toy Fair.
That'd be nice.
I think Earthrise is in desperate need of way more Decepticons than Siege had, because Siege was super Autobot heavy.
They did clones, which was what G1's first season was about.
Yeah.
All of Reflector clones and all the Seeker clones.
We'll get
you had 7 Seekers that came out, and then the 3 Reflectors.
6 Reflectors.
6 Reflectors.
Well,
yeah.
technically, you had 3. You had 3 individual Reflectors, and then 1 as a set.
I still kind of regret not getting that set.
Oh, you can still get it, and it's awesome.
Joe was reenacting the season 3 episode of My Hero.
Where they weren't just talking to each other?
Yeah, when they were actually fighting. If I could remember the name of the episode, it would have been funnier. But
does your Deku face, his angry face, does it look like he's got way too much black paint in his mouth?
I don't know where it is right. It's still in the box. I'll have to get back to you on that.
If she plays her cards right, she might see your Deku face.
There we go.
Yeah, that's very cartoon cell shaded.
Yeah, he was just chewing on a pen. It's fine.
Yeah.
He was eating some jawbreakers. Anyway, we got a figure from NECA that looks pretty interesting coming out. It's the Alien. I can't believe the Alien is 40 years old. But the 40th anniversary Ripley figure.
Damn, we old.
That one looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not my thing, but I'll buy it. I mean, I'm not buying it, but it looks cool.
I mean,
you just said 2 totally opposite things. Which is it?
What?
Which is it?
I'm saying it's good, but I have no place for it in my collection.
Gotcha.
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like that Sigourney face.
I don't either, actually. Well, this shot here does not look all that good.
Sometimes some of their faces are spot on, and then others are like, yeah.
I just had to look up
the
picture.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, those are off. I think Jones looks good though.
Yeah, it's a good way to get some pussy.
Now, the other NECA figure coming out, that has more my attention.
Which one?
The Alpha.
The Alpha Predator?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that was on the dock a few weeks ago, I thought.
I think I was off that. I think that might have been the episode I was recovering from the party.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have a company I haven't heard of, and we don't normally cover a lot of 1/6 scale stuff here, but I think Dave and I are both pretty big fans of this game. It's Asmus Toys, and they're doing a 6 scale Devil May Cry Dante, and I just had to put this in the deck.
Oh.
This thing looks ridiculously good. I know 1,000 Toys was doing, this is actually
1,000 Toys just came out.
Yeah.
$150 though.
Yeah, they're really highly priced for a 1/12 scale, whereas this 1/6 is $290. I think it said $210.
Wow, that is a discount.
Yeah.
The face looks just like the 3D render.
Yeah, the sculpt and the shading on the hair is really good.
You just want to pull his devil trigger.
Any dynamic poses.
That's the good question.
That's my biggest issue with 1/6 scale. You never really see an ultra dynamic one, well, with the exception of the 1,000 Toys one, but you rarely see a 1/6 ultra posable.
Yeah, they're closer to statue than they are action figure.
On the good side is his arms are out of the his sleeves are just half sleeves,
right?
So that should help. And his shirt isn't connected to his pants like a Mezco figure.
The challenge though with the 1,000 Toys is those are, like I said, those are 1/12 scale. They're kind of like more akin to like Mezco.
D Amazing did a pretty good review on the 1,000 Toys Dante. It had me half tempted.
If I get this, I'll probably rip his clothes up trying to get a good pose.
Getting a good pose, right?
Yeah, that could go dark pretty fast. Throws of passion and whatnot.
And we can't see, those pictures are too dark. I can't see how tight the pants are on his legs.
I mean, let's go back real quick. Yeah, they really don't have. Yeah, that's a good point. They really don't show off the pants in the promo shots here. They look like they're like a faux leather, kind of like what they would do for like the, or at least have like faux leather parts.
I mean, I'm looking at those hands there. Obviously, there's a peg in the arm.
Yeah.
And so there's no wrist hinge, for example.
That's typical Hot Toys style, but I mean here,
right? And Hot Toys and articulation don't go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I thought they had the same type of pose. I mean, Universal jinxes everybody, where the peg is coming out.
Yeah. But if you look like right here at this hand, it looks like his wrist is like pivoting in. But I don't.
It's molded into that wrist. Look at the hand. The hand has that pivot molded into it.
It better not. Oh
Joe,
wait,
Joe, does your devil care about this figure?
There
No.
are other hands right there on the side. There's no peg coming out.
I did play the first game though. I haven't played.
I loved the first game. First game was amazing. I did not
play the 5th game.
Third game.
It's like play 1, 3.
What
4.
are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why? I'm just putting the box away.
Okay.
Oh, was it loud?
Do not ever buy Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah, skip 2.
Yeah, it's the worst one.
3 will make you hate life for a while, and then 4 just makes you smile.
Yeah, and then 5 is kind of more along the lines of 4. It's got its moments of challenge, but it's never throw the controller out the room.
For me, it was. I felt like I didn't know how to play video games anymore.
I had a moment like that in God of War 4 this week, but I got past that.
Valkyries?
No, fighting the Grendels.
I need to go back to that.
I got the Valkyrie. I fought a Valkyrie, and I'm going to go back to that Valkyrie, but I just got the Black Rune, and so you have to fight these two giants, like a fire elemental and an ice elemental troll at the same time.
I hated the trolls. I don't.
But it's
like
okay. Since we're a god now, since we're gods, we can take care of that.
Okay,
I like games where when you're doing some type of combo on the enemy, they at least feel the hits for a second and give you a chance to move out the way. But the trolls, like, they just hit you. You never know when they're gonna swing.
I'm not to derail this conversation, but I'm freaking. I'm so God of War 4 is so worth getting. Matt, you should be able to get it really cheap used.
I own it, and I have played to the part where the world opens up with the serpent. No, I went to the first realm, whatever the hell it's called.
Of collectors?
The There might have been one
No.
there at least. Dave makes me want to play it again.
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea. I'm like, I've got like a backlog of games, and I gotta like, I'm tempted to play like Doom 2016 before Doom Eternal comes out. That'd be like
That's
my
on my
third.
list. 2016. I do want to get that. I do need to
No,
get that.
it's so good.
And it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I just picked up Kiss to the North Star for like $13. That's also I've wanted to play that because it's on the Yakuza engine.
So a video game nowadays is still $60, right? More or less, as long as you don't get a special edition.
Depending.
They're
Go to
typically
Walmart.
right around $59.99, unless you go to Walmart, then it's $10 cheaper.
And then you
would
gotta
you
buy the Then you gotta buy the DLC. Then you gotta.
Right.
Depending.
Would you say a brand new game is worth 2 Marvel Legends?
That's why I don't buy a brand new video game.
I
Every
like
video game I bought been used.
I like the segue there, Matt. So yeah.
Oh, very nice.
If you didn't catch on like 2 Marvel Legends.
So some news came out, and shout out to Kevin Womack for bringing this to my attention this morning. That GameStop effectively has already upped the price of their Marvel Legends. Now, if anybody that's shopped at GameStop recently knows that GameStop was selling the figures for a few bucks more, and for the most part, it was kind of it sucks that they were a few bucks more, but it was yeah, exactly, Dave. It was a convenience fee. Whereas now they're upping that price to $29.99.
Well, they raised the price to $24.99, but the good figures that people are wanting they're the ones that's $30. So any Spider-Man is going to be $30 off top.
I don't know. Kevin sent me some pictures where they had actually upped the price on all figures across the board.
Wow.
Yeah,
That sucks.
we were talking about it this morning, and he went through and checked the website, and he found She-Hulk for $30, Human Torch for $30, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, all $30, The Thing $30, Doctor Doom $30, Vulture, White Rabbit, all of them $30.
GameStop is dead to me.
Well, the sad part is like GameStop's been trying to reinvent themselves. They don't know what they want to be because I like the segue you had, Matt, about the cost of games. One of the things that GameStop is constantly in the news about is their financials, and people worried about what's going to be in store with them with a seemingly possibly digital future on the horizon. Now, I prefer physical games. I try and buy physical copies as much as I can because I like actually having a library of something. I like being able to have resale value on I understand it's a license no matter what, even if it's on a disc. But I like having something tangible, so I really don't buy too much digitally unless I have to, or it's too good of a deal. But this comes from Kapowcast, and they report about how GameStop noticed that their action figure sales were up, and they saw an increase in sales, and now they're doing this, and I think it's pretty scummy, and I don't think it's going to do them any good. I think it's going to push people away to go online. Screw the convenience fee at that point. Why not just go on like a website like BBTS or Hasbro Pulse, Amazon?
Shit, I mean Amazon. If you when a Marvel Legends comes out, if you wait it out for like a month, chances are you're going to be able to catch that sucker for below retail.
Well, it's not just that; it's also Entertainment Earth for the fan channel exclusives. That's probably one of the big things, like that, like the Punisher or War Machine armor that came out. That was
the Venom.
The Deadpool Venom for a while ago. I think that new Storm coming out, that black suited Storm is a fan channel exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm on their website now. Amazingly, the deluxe figures that are $29.99, they're still $29.99. But other figures like the Black Widow figures are $24.99.
Mm.
The Stan Lee is $26.99, but I think that was supposed to be $25 anyway.
Yeah, I had him on pre-order from Amazon for that.
But everything else, none of the Legends are less than $24.99.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're just going to push people out the door. I mean, they could see a resurgence as like a collectible shop. I mean, FYE is kind of dwindling down.
Yes, but like this should have been their chance. They could have made themselves the haven to.
FYE did the same fucking thing though. When you go into FYE and a new movie release is like $35, come on, guys.
Well,
what are
and
you
that's
doing?
why malls are dead. That's why malls are dead. I'm saying
Yeah.
GameStop. They have themselves a prime opportunity to become the refuge to pull us from Walmart, to pull us from a Target, and instead it's like,
sorry.
well, that the Overwatch thing's a freaking failed project. You'll be able to find every Overwatch figure dirt cheap. Hell, you know what I saw the other day? I saw Zarya at a Walgreens. I actually saw the McFarlane Scorpion at a Walgreens yesterday.
Yeah, I've been seeing those at Walgreens.
So all of a sudden now Walgreens is going to be the haven for the collectors.
Yeah, and Walgreens doesn't like really fluff up their prices at all. They're actually competitive.
And if you time it right, sometimes you can find them dirt cheap. And the guy in the back says, "Oh, by the way, I've been sitting on this case for 2 months."
Yeah, I just think it's a shame. I mean, I think GameStop has, their new store layout is actually decent. A lot of the stores have, good staff in there. And I think this is just like a fucking stupid move to break any goodwill they had with collectors.
Mm-hmm.
Even the whole idea, the principle of like you can actually pre-order a figure in their store. Great,
Mm-hmm.
When I found this at FYE, she was $30.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I mean, I can kind of understand like the mall prices being higher because they have to pay. The retail outlets have to pay rent for the malls, but still,
that still doesn't make any sense to me. I get the thought process there, but I'm not going to drop the money just because you have to pay extra rent to be in the mall. I'm not going to pay your rent.
Yeah,
I'm going to go to a cheaper outlet. I guess for the folks that have to have it right there, right now, and seeing it in person, you're going to get them every time.
But I bet and I said this to Kev this morning. I said I bet comic shops are probably happy about this. Local comic shops, that charge the $21.99 or $22.99 for their Marvel Legends, just a little bit more, that convenience fee. This is going to push people out of saying, "Hey, I'll go to GameStop because there's a GameStop near me," to actually venturing into their local comic shop. And then when people go there, because not everybody that collects Marvel Legends actually reads the comics, that gives that comic shop the opportunity to put the comic in the hand. Oh, you like this Marvel Legend? Oh, here's a high-end figure. This is where they're missing the mark.
And I in the same breath, I'd say too, like your local comic shop, I would be more willing to pay the $5 or $10 markup on a hard-to-find figure there.
Yeah.
Just because I know they're buying them at retail or close to it and then having to make some kind of profit margin on it. That at least I feel good about. But if you're talking about FYE or one of these chain shops, like, I don't feel bad for you motherfuckers, GameStop included.
Oh, me and FYE, I despise that company.
I thought they were closed down.
That will haunt my dream.
My wife is safe tonight. Thank you, Joe.
Is that a monkey?
That is a monkey.
That is from the Space Ghost Mezco collection.
That's a little monkey.
No Bakugo head on Bikini Body?
That's
if you could safely pull his head off without, puncturing yourself.
He's using that for inspiration for his fanfic later.
Oh, chapter 37. I don't know, I was going to think of something clever, but it's not in me right now. So
he's got a big head.
There's your title. There's their title. Chapter 37. Damn, he's got a big head.
It's not in you because it already came out.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
That's amazing. Hold on. Let's zoom in on that.
Come on. Focus.
Oh, God. Somewhere out there, that's going to be a cosplay at some convention.
Somewhere out there, Jobby the Hong is drawing that.
He probably is.
Fapago.
So what else we got? News.
All right. So we don't have any pictures. Last week we talked about that life-size child figure. And again, while we don't talk about 1/6 scale or Hot Toys too often, there was news this week that Hot Toys plans to produce a boatload of child collectibles, as in the child, not child collectibles, including a 1/6 and 1/4 scale. You know, the child is in the baby Yoda.
We gotcha.
Yeah,
the asset.
Kind of curious with the the 1/4 scale is that the one that's already been? Well, no, the 1/4 scale would be kind of small. I'm curious if either of these are going to be like kind of like the baby Groot figure where they're more so articulated. Character in a robe. I mean, basically.
If that 1/1 scale was articulated, you'd be having Sideshow would be having so many more sales from their non-usual collectors.
Yeah. I mean, the character itself is very tiny, so 1/6 scale, it's going to be like, boom. You think about like the little hover pod he's in.
And to be fair, to go back to what you said, like we don't talk about Hot Toys or 1/6 scale that much. I think we like them. I like them, but none of the five of us collect them on the regular, so it's not usually a topic of conversation. I was actually showing some Hot Toys off. Some pictures of the faces and such at work when we got on the topic of collecting. And I think the guys at work that aren't plugged into the scene were pretty blown away by how far it's come. And they were even further blown away by the price tag. So.
If I had the money, man, a buddy of mine, he collected the Sideshow G.I. Joe figures, the Sideshow Predators. Holy hell. I mean, I like my NECA Predators, but the Sideshow Predators, oh God, these are freaking sexy as hell.
And I told the story at work about a gentleman that I know that has to have almost every Hot Toys figure that comes out, but seemingly doesn't like to display any of them. He just takes the boxes and stacks them in his basement and then talks about them. And
I can never imagine being like that.
I can't either.
When you have an investment like that, I mean.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that.
Whoa, Mac. In case it wasn't painfully obvious.
He already left when we were bad talking Dante.
No, he was here for the GameStop story. Anyway, there's another piece in the doc about Masters of the Universe Origins news and reveals in a Nuremberg toy show.
Well, we are supposed to get the new cartoon on Netflix.
Yes. So, reading the docket here, I have to squint in, but it looks like we're getting a pretty decent first wave with He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, Beastman, and wow, this whole line seems to be outlined here. So again, these are leaks from the German Toy Fair.
It's got to be better than Thundercats.
God, anything's better than Thundercats.
Oh, I meant to watch that. You posted that video, Thundercats Roar. I didn't watch it yet.
It is a nightmare.
It's not for us. Keep that in mind. It's not aimed at us.
That's why I'm trying not to be angry about it.
Yeah, not made it for us. Now we had our chance. The fucking Thundercat show that was on a few years ago, that was amazing, and we fucking let it slip through our fingers.
I'm going to blame Cartoon Network for putting that in the time slot of death on their Teen Titans Go network. Where if you go, hey, what's on Cartoon Network? Oh, Teen Titans Go. Hey, well, I wonder what's on Cartoon Network right now. Oh, Teen Titans Go. When do they play anything else? It's not Teen. We don't, except at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that show was amazing. I can't even. I could ramble about that show. Go watch that show. The Thundercat. What was it called? It was Thundercats. But
and the He-Man one wasn't too bad either.
The who?
Oh yeah, the 2001 He-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually really like that.
The Netflix He-Man is going to be wearing a T-shirt.
Probably not.
That's funny.
You see, they changed She-Ra.
She-Ra, yeah, but. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to mess with the He-Man design. If anything, they'd probably give him armor, and he'd look more like
an Astrobot.
No, like the I don't know if you guys remember the later version of He-Man. I think it was actually called just He-Man, and they had the space.
Oh, in the new universe one.
Yeah,
I hated that because he didn't have any muscles.
See,
He had a
that's what-
more natural body shape.
T-Man likes his men muscular.
Yeah, if you're He-Man, you're supposed to be
yeah.
crazy ripped.
That's like they've been toying for years about the idea of making a Red Sonja movie. I'm like, y'all are gonna fuck. At this point, I don't want it made in this environment. Like, y'all are gonna fuck it up. She's gonna be
New
coming up
Adventures
wearing
of
like a
He-Man.
burlap sack, and it's like it's not gonna be anything like it should be. And
Did you ever see the Red Sonja movie?
it was like the 80s,
Yeah,
and I have not seen that.
that movie's fun. It's basically, and it's got Schwarzenegger not being Conan, really. Wink.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
But you got Arnold as a barbarian, so you got.
All right, to re-rail this, I was looking up. It was first off, it was the New Adventures of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon from 2001 with the awesome voice cast, mostly Ocean voice actors. Gary Chalk is Man-at-Arms, and Cam Clark is Prince Adam / He-Man.
Shh! Don't give it away.
I would love for them to return in those roles. I don't know if they redesign He-Man. Hopefully they keep the designs iconic. But again, like Wave 1, we've got He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, and Beast-Man. I think Man-at-Arms is probably the one that's in the most desperate. Give Man-at-Arms a beard. He doesn't need a mailman mustache.
Didn't they showed pictures of what they're going to be coming up with? They look like the original toys, but they have extra articulation, like elbows and whatnot.
Aren't those the Super 7? Or not Super 7, the shit. Maybe they are Super 7. But they're doing that with Turtles as well.
I know they're going to have way more articulation than the Super 7s.
But these MOTU Origins, I think that they've got to be like completely different designs. So let me get through this. Wave 2, Tila, Evelyn, Orko. Wave 3, Scareglow, Many Faces, and Merman. 4, Trapjaw, Stratos, Triclops, and Stinkor. 6, Webstore,
Wow.
Fisto,
Tough,
Mossman, and Roboto. 6, Jitsu, Battle Armor, He-Man, Buzz-Off, and Clawful. And then a mail-away faker. Mail-away is in 2020. I'm not sure that... Okay. So,
That's
again,
old people.
rumors. Vehicles, Battle Cat, Sky Sled with Prince Adam, Panther with Fur, Wind Raider, Battle Ram, Zodiac on Silver Floating Share Platform, Shop Exclusives, 2-pack of Beastman and Merman, like He-Man 2-pack of vintage toy heads and new toy heads, 4 hands, more weapons, yellow triangle. So I'm kind of curious how all this is gonna work. Boxes are window style with Battle Cat art on top, convention exclusive. Skeletor Keldor 2-pack has open comic like that's your set. Skeletor looks painted different. So I'm really curious for Toy Fair because this stuff sounds too good to be true. And I don't know. I really don't know if this stuff is actually going to come to fruition.
Are any of us going to buy it?
No. I like He-Man.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for He-Man collectors because, Mattel did the full line.
Yeah.
And then another company started almost a near full line. And then now we got this being another near full line. And these, it's not like Transformers. It's not like you're getting like a different version of Optimus Prime. It's not like you're getting a different Spider-Man, We are getting pretty much the exact same thing, except slight tweak here and slight tweak there.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like all these turtle figures coming out. Super 7's got one, NECA's got one. They're still pretty much the same figure.
Maybe with this new series, they'll have a redesign.
Maybe. At least have a good He-Man and Skeletor for, if anybody doesn't want to like those two. But I would say to parlay off what Dave said, the He-Man fans are dedicated. I mean, there hasn't been all that much new stuff. It's just been people coming out with, retreads, at least with Transformers. while the new stuff hasn't been great, we are still getting new stuff. Same thing with Joe fans, G.I. Joe fans.
That's what I was going to bring
not
up.
that
G.I.
Joe.
Joe fans are in the same boat.
Well, Joe fans are hosed, man. I hate to say it like that. I mean, Transformers at least has third party. We get proxy fills. We get. Honestly, Transformers fans should really stop bitching. Star Wars fans, you're stuck by Hasbro. G.I. Joe, you are shelved by Hasbro.
Well, no, Star Wars fans aren't stuck with Hasbro because if you think about it, they've got
Figuarts.
Yeah, they've got Figuarts and Sideshow, and then also if you want to count that other Bandai line, the movie Realization.
Oh, and model kit. So yes, I take that. I take that back. I take that back.
Yeah.
But still, yeah. Joe's fans have been hosed, and He-Man's have been stuck with Mattel for Matty for so long. And they got hay. They got out hay.
G.I. Joe's only had like 4 iterations. The 12-inch, the I'm going to say 4-inch.
3 3/4.
Sigma 6, and then the redesigned 3 3/4.
And then there have been rumors about the 6-inch coming, but we'll see. Hopefully they can take some of the failed ideas they had with. I mean, not failed ideas, but take what they were trying to do with Overwatch and apply that to a Joe line.
They better. Every new line needs to have the Overwatch and Lightning Collection articulations.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. I thought that starting this year, they would revamp a ton of molds with Marvel Legends, what they did. They do give us a good sculpted figure or give us a figure with new parts and whatnot, but it's like 1 or 2 a year or something like that. Like last year we got Beast. This year we got Doctor Doom so far. But I want them to do all of them.
Wasn't the thing
technically that Superior Octopus has new articulation?
Yeah, because he's got the diaphragm joint, kind of like some of the Lightning Collection has.
It's like a ball joint inside now, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got that going on there. Beast has that, and then
Beast has the ab crunch and the ball joint.
Exactly. I mean, to say so, Marvel Legends is starting to get a little bit of evolution to it. Slowly but surely.
Did you open your Ghost Rider?
No, it's still at work.
Does he come with 2 guns?
Yes, 2 different guns, and there is storage on the bike for both of them. That Cosmic Ghost Rider is a near perfect figure. And he comes with effect parts for the guns, too.
And a chain. And a stand.
Yes.
So he's the first one that seems really, really worth it.
Ghost Rider himself is worth it.
Yeah, so Action Figure Dude says, huge Masters of the Universe fan right here. Yeah.
But no, well, he's got the Sorceress on his freaking icon.
All right. So
how many Ram Mans did he have growing up?
Or I think the key one is Moss Man. Anybody that grew up and had Moss Man.
My Moss Man outside and play. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Or
I
took him
don't remember him in person, but I had 3 freaking Ram Mans. Like 3 relatives got me one for Christmas. He must have been the only thing on the shelf.
They tried.
Yeah. He was an unappealing design to a lot of kids. It was like, if you're a completionist, cool, if you like his character in the show, but if you weren't familiar with the source material, then...
The only He-Man figure... I only had 2 He-Man figures. I had Buzz-Off and I had Battle Armor He-Man. That was about it.
I had Thunder Punch He-Man.
I had the majority of the New Adventures of He-Man because when Lionel Kitty City was closing its doors... those things were super cheap. So I had like the role play stuff and the, Skeletor's staff and the He-Man sword.
You got it legit, unlike some of my friends.
But like when I went in there, they're like, "Oh, well, yeah, that was how they got me." They're like, "Well, you could get a Ninja Turtle. They're $5.99, or Hear me out. You can get 5 of these guys, and that's how I got Silver Hulks as well.
There's a line that needs a revitalization.
No, those were cool toys. Those are really cool toys.
Still some of the best character design. Right, Matt?
Exactly.
Because it was always like, oh, you can have your turtles fight these guys.
Yeah. My mom got me with that when the Nintendo came out. Like, you can get the Nintendo, but the games are like $50, $60. You'd only have like one game all year. Or you can get the Atari 7800 and the games are $4.
Use your imagination when it comes to the graphics.
Yes. Then
wow, all these rectangles.
I made my decision, and then I went to my cousin's house and played Super Mario Brothers, and I didn't even want to touch that Atari anymore.
All right. So moving on to some big news. I don't know. I'll let Matt or Joe go with this one.
Oh, are we going to talk about a big monkey?
Big monkey.
So, Tamashii Nations has a. I really dig this web page they have. The greatest Saiyans can compress the planet's atmosphere with a power ball to create a small artificial moon that reflects 17 million Xeno.
How much is that?
Fuck if I know.
That's a lot.
But this is Great Ape Vegeta from Figuarts coming this July.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So real quick though, I want to point out something. They're saying it the 17 million. But is it Zeno or Zenny?
They say
money.
Yeah, Zenny. Yeah. Okay, Zeno. I'm pretty sure in the original dub they called it Brutes Waves or something, or I think it was Brutes Waves. Like if the Saiyan looked at the moon and it absorbed the Brutes Waves, then they would turn into the Great Ape.
You all remember Hercule?
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of my favorite characters, actually.
That's my point about the inconsistent.
Well, they had to call him Hercule originally.
I know.
They retconned that
They did retcon it finally. But no, I'm excited for this Great Ape Vegeta. It's pretty cool. It's different for Figuarts to come out with something this big because it's going to be, I think it's 12 inches.
I think it's their most ambitious project since the Hulkbuster.
It's gonna be expensive.
Well, I just looked it up. It's $170 is what they're saying. So if you go by Amazon Japan prices, you might be looking to get it for 30% off.
That's actually not as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because basically each leg and each arm is basically like a normal Figuarts with the amount of plastic and the size of it.
So 12.2 inches tall. What gets me is like that. Weird. It says height 310 millimeters, and then it says they completely contradict themselves here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
325. So probably 12 and a quarter foot.
That's what it was when I.
The hair.
The top of the hair. So that's normally where.
I bet the upper body is super hollow.
No, this is where it gets interesting. So we'll scroll down a little bit. They actually say that they're using die cast in the chest.
Oh no!
So
no wonder it's $170.
Yeah, and then also I like how they're calling it a click feature. So no, it's got ratcheted legs. Good. And furthermore, a special pull-out feature allows you to recreate the great ape-like poses.
We can all appreciate a special pull-out.
Just ask Trunks how good his technique is.
Yeah. The option parts here are pretty interesting. Scroll down a little bit.
I wonder if they're going to paint the tail on the final version where they show that where it was cut.
Oh yeah, it does. They I think they have that there.
But he actually comes with.
wow.
It's actually two
Yajirobe.
figures in one.
Well,
So,
But
Yeah.
does
Is
he
it-
come with a Yajirobe? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
with a scaled Yajirobe.
does it have
he's
like a little
attacked.
magnet or something that the tail just comes off with a magnet? Is that how it works? I see a little disc in there.
No, I think that's a separate piece. It better
yeah, I
be.
think it's just
That's like a
Yeah.
whole separate tail.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you look, it's probably on a post where you can just swap.
just like
them out.
Vegeta's.
This
I mean,
is
not
like
Vegeta's. I mean, Frieza's.
Comes with a
this is like
stylish
their,
flex.
it's like their Unicron.
Yeah,
Something
Except
super
it's-
ambitious for them.
yeah.
I am surprised though that it doesn't come with a fireball effect. They could have
No.
repurposed something from the Monster Arts.
Dude, if Figure Arts does not like to give out effects.
Yeah,
No,
they've
they
been
don't.
skimping on that kind of stuff.
They
But,
could
I mean,
do a DX version of this with the
But I'm
extra
just saying-
shoulder pad.
It wasn't like him shooting energy from his mouth. I mean, I haven't watched
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
in, like,
no, you're right. It had a big
decade.
ball of energy. That, in fact, if they really wanted to go all out with this thing, they could have put light, LEDs in it and everything. Because the head's huge. You got plenty of room for that.
I'm gonna agree with Jedi Minds in here. $170 is pretty cheap for Bandai for that size.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm
I
wasn't-
surprised.
I've
wasn't
watched-
wasn't Shenron 120 when he came out?
Oh, you know what? I don't remember. Yeah, that
And that's
sounds about
true.
right.
And you know what? You can find them now for 70. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a
Here's
bigger Shenron coming out too.
Oh, he was 100 when it came out. Just one 99.99 Shenron.
And did we mention still less than MP44?
Everything's less than MP44.
because we haven't mentioned MP44 yet this episode.
But Shenron has been rotting in Barnes and Noble near my job.
Well, it's also, you said it's, compare that to a Mezco figure. A Mezco Wolverine's still like $95. That's actually a really good value for what you're getting here.
Yeah, especially when they toss in Yajirobe. I mean, I've got a lot of Figure Arts effects that I just don't use. They came with the DX versions of the figures that I got, like the lightning effects with Gladiator Thor. Like, I just don't use him because he doesn't come with a helmetless head.
I was gonna say a Monster Arts Fireball will be fine with this.
Think of all the
Amazon
Yajirobe
Japan.
fans. Think about the Yajirobe fans that are out there cursing this figure because now they finally get their boy, but they have to buy a giant ape to go with it.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you're a
He's not
Yajirobe
provable
fan.
anyway. Amazon Japan, don't tell us we didn't see it. Amazon Japan,
Amazon Japan for the win.
30% off, like every freaking thing.
All right. Well, that does it for our news. Dave, we had some discussions lined up, but you said you had one that you want to drop on us.
Yeah, this is one that's just been kind of going through my head lately, and it's Transformer related. Because we've got all the different series out there, and of course, no matter what series you have, it's always being compared to, I don't necessarily say G1, but whatever the current continuity is. Earth Siege is now the current continuity. If that makes sense. So we've actually with Earth Siege, they're starting to bring
You mean Earthrise?
Earthrise. Well, the whole Siege thing in general.
But
They're bringing characters in. Like we just got Barricade in this year, correct?
Mhm.
yeah. So they're kind of doing their own like aligned continuity.
Right, but we're having a true line. So what I'm saying is, so now you got Barricade finally working with real Prime, real Megatron stuff. A lot of these different series, Prime, animated. T-Man. You actually mentioned Oil Slick, for example, in one of our conversations. What characters would you think should be brought in? From these fringe shows to be brought into the main aligned continuity.
Windblade.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Windblade
definitely.
is.
Strong arm.
Windblade Windblade is in the continuity.
Where?
She was in Titans Returns. She was in...
Yeah, but this is a different continuity.
But I'm just saying, but technically she's in the G1. I mean, she was in the IDW G1 comic. I'm saying
Strong arm.
Strong Arm. There's a good example. See, that would be a good example.
I mean, I'd like to see Lugnut brought in,
There. Okay, another good one.
and I'd also like to see a G1 stylized Bulkhead.
Joe?
Man, if I can't use Windblade,
Because Windblade, she was used in. I mean, she's in the IDW. She's in G1 now. She's kind of like
Was
Drift, who's
Lugnut-
always been there.
Lugnut was in the IDW comic.
No, Lugnut wasn't.
But he did have to reveal the Shield figure,
True.
which technically was like a Bayverse, but you could put it in with the classics generations.
Well, now he's Clobber now, but
Well,
Steve
Clobber's
Clobber.
a different character.
Hmm.
It's similar design, but it's a different character.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
Try
Like I think Strike on Obsidian.
Matt.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking you've all basically said. I was going to say Windblade or Bulkhead, so I'll use those as my official answer. The other one I'll bring up, and I think Jordan's talked about this before, sort of goes against your rules, but we haven't seen hide nor hair of Punch Counterpunch since the one that was released. I mean, I know they had one reasonably, but I want to see him come up again.
Yeah.
I know he's G1. That doesn't count for what you were talking about, but that's what I felt like saying. I'll
See,
go Bulkhead.
For me, I always thought Knockout would be fantastic as an official character.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. He was in
Do
the
you
comic.
consider high heel Starscreen different than regular Starscreen?
Yeah, High Heel Starscream I think was a little more effective. He did kill Cliffjumper after all.
Spoilers.
He liked to boast about things every episode.
Not that he ever mentioned it, but I mean, Prime had some good characters. You had Knockout. I also think Arachnia would be kind of cool being brought in as Arachnid. Sorry.
What about their version of Breakdown? Since he was a different guy.
I mean, yeah.
They made him, but they changed his name a little bit.
But yeah, it's just every show they get their like Bulkhead. I don't know, he's actually was now used in 2 series. I thought I'm surprised they didn't try to just roll him straight in.
No. I would like to see what was his name? Like more of like the Prime Dreadwind. Yeah, even though there was a Dreadwind before, again, vastly different character.
Very
Dreadwind and
So
Dreadwing.
that's true too. I'll cheat a little with another answer, and that's the Transformers animated, stylized that version of Sentinel Prime.
Actually, think about it. The only other Sentinel Prime was done was in Bayverse.
Yeah.
So that could be. I mean, I like the idea of him being sort of by the book's asshole.
Wait,
I actually love that. That's actually a good one right there.
Yeah,
Sentinel
Swindle.
Prime was in Titan's Return, right? As a train.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sentinel Prime wasn't there. God, who was the voice of Swindle in animated?
Fred Willard.
Yes, it was, and he did an awesome job. You know, another one I'd like to see is Wasp as like the foil to Bumblebee.
A pre-Waspinator one, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
I
different
really.
personality.
Yeah, I mean, they started him off as like this overachiever, and I really like that arc in animated, how he came to be Waspinator. Like he was driven crazy, and then became a test subject and everything.
I'm with you on that. That was actually a really good. Wasp, where they come from, then all of a sudden you hear the buzz, and you're like, oh shit, I like that. Good job on that. So okay, that was my discussion here. You get a lot of these ancillary one-shot characters.
Yeah.
I feel kind of almost sad that they've been lost.
Now, I know we're getting
They'll be
close.
back.
I know we're getting close to time, but to keep it on Transformers, because we think we can revisit Toy Fair as it gets closer. There was news this week, and again, I didn't go over it in the news. Should have. But BotCon is apparently coming back.
Oh yeah,
and just want to get like kind of some roundtable thoughts on what do you guys think about this, and any reactions. If you guys remember, they scrapped BotCon to have HasCon, and then HasCon only went 1 year. I know Chuck is in the chat. I know he went to the first HasCon.
The only HasCon.
The first and only HasCon. And interestingly enough, I had heard that this refractor was originally supposed to be an exclusive for the convention, for the second one that never happened. What do you guys think about it? Any thoughts? Any excitement?
Dave first.
I can't get excited about it. It's as horrible as it sounds, especially because with the BotCons, how they banned third-party products.
Yeah.
So it's just you're gonna go there and it'll just be an overglorified toy show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least with HasCon, it's like, okay, we're gonna bring other figures in, except they never did anything with any of them.
Yeah.
HasCon would have been a great way to launch the new G.I. Joe. Would have been a great way to launch a Visionaries or other Hasbro properties, but they never did.
Well, I think
so it's gonna.
If they had Overwatch and Lightning Collection ready in time for HasCon, I think that they could have.
Absolutely. So I find it really stupid doing BotCon because now they have all this stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's HasCon, so let's show you the new Marvel. This is where we'll show you the Marvel Legends, and let's give you the a Sentinel to buy for one time and one time only, or things like that. But
yeah,
I think it's. I think they're acting too late, to be honest.
I agree.
I mean, Peter Collins has probably looked at the Facebook and is going, "Oh God, I have to go there now."
And this is a good point. So Chuck wrote, HasCon's awesome if you like Magic.
That's true.
I completely forgot that Wizards of the Coast was a big part of that.
Right. Oh, you could have that. You could have Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually. These are a lot of unsung things that Hasbro really could have capitalized and really didn't push.
Yeah.
That would have been an awesome way to show. Sorry, I know. That would have been a great last way to show fifth edition and things like that.
I don't think that there's that big of a draw for the Transformers card game.
They keep trying, though.
They keep trying.
Evangelist.
Yeah, unless you're Evangelist. But those are all paid promotions, I thought.
I don't know. That was the only uploads he was having. I was like, what the crap?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Matt, you're about to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, much like Storm in the first X-Men, I've chosen a side, and I'm on the TFCon side. Don't care about BotCon.
Yeah, but yet you're not going to Orlando.
Well, that's a money thing, not a want or a drive kind of thing.
You just don't want it enough. If you wanted it that bad, you'd find a way.
That's true. I'll just send my reporter in the field.
Yeah. Wait, Joe, are you going?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going down for the weekend. We're doing that one day, and then we're doing a bunch of Disney. Well, we're doing that half a day, and then we're doing a bunch of Disney stuff.
That's what I think is going to end up happening with that. Everyone's going to show up for one day.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the South that I think that they'll get. I mean, you think about all the people that live south of Virginia and over in the southern.
I live south of Virginia.
But I know a lot of people, other than you, that are excited about it.
But yeah, southern U.S. Yeah, you're right. They got. I am glad that. I want people to have easy access to a TFCon, so I'm glad that they're doing it.
Yeah, I like that they're doing them everywhere. I mean, it shouldn't just be, it's kind of selfish to say, oh, it should just be DC, Chicago, LA. Let them sprinkle them around. That was the big problem with BotCon, right? Is that BotCon ended up just being LA every year.
Well, I'm just going to say this: Otakon has always been in the Baltimore area.
Yeah, but it's a Baltimore convention, not really a national convention, right? It's one thing if your convention is in a central location all the time. Oop, I guess did my mic die?
Yeah.
There you go. No, it's one thing if your convention's in a central location and it never moves, but it's another thing if you play around because BotCon was in Miami one year and it moved all around. And then it like after the movies hit, it was just like LA, 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 LA. And I think a lot of fans are like, yeah, well, I'd like to get a BotCon, but I don't know if I want to, go to LA. It's a pretty big trip. Granted, there are a lot of people coming out to the East Coast, but it's neither here nor there.
I have one concern about BotCon. Like, the main thing that, even though I never went, their exclusives were extremely expensive. But when they made NASCON, they were Generation Select prices for the exclusive. So it's like, how are they going to handle that?
Fun Pub is gone.
Bot Club exclusives are also a whole lot of regret.
Yeah.
I have 2 things of BotCon exclusives. I have that Shadow Striker and Roulette that I've never touched. I've got 3 BotCon exclusives, and of the 3, only one I like, and that's the Slipstream figure I got. That's about it. Because I also got the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, which was kind of cool, but in the end, meh.
What was that? The one that I've got is the plane that is was it the Stingray crossover figure? I really like it, but I can't think of the name right now. Anybody help me on that? Was it Depth Charge? Maybe it was Depth Charge.
Oh, it's a Beast Arrow, and Depth Charge was a Stingray.
Yes, but this was the older plane mode. Let me find a picture.
Oh, like the Cybertronian version of them?
Yes.
Oh, that was a Cyber Club. That was a
Collector's Club exclusive.
Collector's Club
You're
exclusive,
right.
yeah.
Forget I said anything.
Yeah, they were expensive too.
That's where they had like Dinobot.
So the shop closed. Then they were all fucking discounted like crazy.
I missed out.
I think where they kind of saved some money with the Generation Selects is they don't have any artwork, because for the BotCon stuff they were writing all of them into the lore and doing artwork and doing comics, and it wasn't just that they were a repaint of the figure. I feel maybe I'm wrong, but I care more about the just a cool looking figure rather than the lore when it comes to those.
Do you good friend Proto Man has his finger on the pulse on this?
Yeah.
T, I bought that Depth Charge from that shop I just looked up the receipt for $7.80.
Oh yeah, that's right. When they were doing their fire sale.
Out. Yep.
Just saying.
I think asking the TFCon people how they feel about it would be interesting, because I know that there was a lot of contention when it came to third party leaving or being banished from BotCon. And I do know some folks that did go to some of the last BotCons, and that was the majority of the questions. They were actually either trolling or just kind of being oblivious and kept asking Hasbro. My buddy Ernie, he'd mentioned the majority of the questions were are you aware of these third party companies? And this was 2015, I think, when he told me about it. So I asked what kind of questions are people asking? And so, yes, Hasbro is very aware.
You don't have a hound like that.
Yeah.
How come this one's hound is actually its neck's connected to his body?
Yeah. How come the paint on these third-party figures don't scratch when I transform it?
But then they looked at Apollyon and they're like, oh no, we good.
Apollyon didn't scratch. He just fell apart.
He just fell apart.
Yeah.
Or what was that other one? That one that Bobby, the hound figure that fell, Detective. Was it Detective?
TF Club, TFC.
Yeah. Yeah. And that figure, it soured my impressions of TFC for a long time. It wasn't until reviews of that Titical Commander that
the TFC had some issues, and when they did their Hades, their Project Hades, their Breast Force, and you just saw that his figure doing the splits on the shelf combined.
Tell me more about this Breast Force.
Well, speaking of Breast Force, Matt, you want to pull up that picture you put in the chat?
I don't.
That's a new. Okay, I will.
Yeah, you do it.
I have to revisit the chat here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably the best look at a colored
What's that?
finish.
I'm looking at the video beside.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the?
What?
That's someone polishing a bedpost.
Good night, everybody.
When is she coming out? Jesus Christ.
Probably soon.
It's got to be soon.
It looks like they're getting really close.
I
mean, this thing here looks done. Like, put it in a box and ship it.
But he still keeps going. It looks done.
Please don't have crap joints and all types of other issues.
I know. We can only hope, right?
That's why
But
I'm
at
not
least-
pre-ordering her. 'cause
At
I'm
least
waiting.
you have the fallback of you can just get it into a pose and then just don't touch it again. And it's going to look great.
I think I gave some company $3 for a deposit. I can't remember who it
Probably
was.
shows
Josie,
Josie, yeah.
Sarah Zhang, whatever her name is.
I haven't seen her post in a long time.
She got coronavirus. She's sick.
Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, for real?
Zero, that thing looks like some sort of torture device.
It could be.
You'll use it later.
Yeah.
You could even post that. You could pose that RC on that thing, and that'd
Yeah.
be a nice base for her.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see all the energy you have from intermittent fasting?
What?
You weren't in on the earlier conversation.
Is that it?
Anyway, well, Dave, you took us out. You brought us into this podcast and made it
So,
rerailed and derailed. So why don't you take us on out?
once again, it is Thursday. We greatly appreciate you all being here. Please don't forget, hit the FAP shop. Buy the t-shirts that our friend Joe is currently sporting right now. Gotta
Oh,
thank
and give us ideas for new shirts, people.
Yes.
Come on.
Hashtag Dave is right. Matt, tell us where we can find you.
Gestures vaguely.
He moonlights as a wacky arm waving inflatable man. Ladies and
Wacky
gentlemen.
waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly.
That's where you can find me on street corners as a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Or just search Parts Former and all the social medias, and you'll find me.
Joe, where can we find you?
Here every Thursday, and lately, if you guys don't know, we've also been doing post Star Trek Picard discussions on Fridays. Hopefully we keep that up. I've already watched this week's episode.
First?
So, yeah, and I'll probably watch it again tomorrow, and hopefully we'll put together a chat tomorrow or Saturday for it.
I will say, ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy a slightly non-derailed one, we do have a very good format for this show. I do recommend at least giving it one. If you're watching Picard, give us a watch. That tomorrow about 9:30ish will be. So, he's probably not used to hearing this. He's probably not used to even being acknowledged for this. Zero, tell us where we can find you.
Oh, wow. I thought you'd never ask. Well, you can find me over on Twitter at the original Zero, where I'm semi-regularly active and post some photography over there. You can find me on Instagram as Extra Zero. You can find me on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, which I've greatly been neglecting. I need to have some game time, so hopefully this weekend it's Extra Zero on PlayStation Network, all one word, and Extra Space Zero on the Xbox Live. And of course, you can find me on the Facebook groups as James Jordan, and on the Figure Action Podcast every Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Of course, the man, the myth, the man whose voice will get your girl knocked up from 2 feet away. T-Man,
Joe?
where can we find you?
Hello, everybody. You can find me here every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, like Extra Zero just said. Or you can find me on my channel. I'd love it if you find me there. Or anywhere else where you type T-Man978 and I appear.
Pornhub.
I'm everywhere.
And of course, I am True Star Screamer. And of course, you can find me on Instagram at True Star Screamer. Every Thursday night here with these fine gentlemen. Friday nights with that fine gentleman. Sometimes one of the other fine gentlemen if they decide to show up. Seriously, Picard, awesome show. find your own way of watching it. You will enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the guys in the chat, thank you so much. Jedi Mindset, Sportimus, Noble Young,
Mark 44.
Womack, Mark 44,
Chuck.
I mean, we got so many awesome
Guard.
people here. Oh yeah, and that.
No effort randomness.
I mean,
Nightwinging him. I gave him a shout out. He is here every week. TM reviews.
do we have to acknowledge Nightwingham?
Sportimus. Of course we do. Winston.
Yes.
Do we say 30 yet?
So many
Chuck,
names.
Yes, I would just say everyone, thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much. We do not take any of you guys for granted. But please bring more people in. No.
Don't say no. Yes, do that.
Yes, bring us more people. Spread the love. Spread this.
Oh, and you know what I noticed? Because I was doing some snooping, that 20%, I think it was even higher, it might have been like 28% of the people that watch our show are not subscribed. Can you believe that?
What?
28%. So everyone, if you're listening, hit the subscribe button.
I didn't.
You're
know
already-
that.
You're already here. Maybe you hit the like button, maybe you didn't, but hit the subscribe button.
I did another analytic as well. That 99% of the people who are subscribed here, their sex life goes up.
Is that true?
Wait, was that an analytic or an analingus?
Oh.
That's between you and Alexa to talk about that. On that note, we'll see
No,
you guys
that's
next week.
that spinny thing is going to be between him and Alexa.
Ooh. On that note, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Click a like.
And subscribe.